I just wanted to talk a little bit about my chair and show you guys some features that I hadn't talked about before. I think I should do everything in the first video except for maybe a couple of things. I also wanted to talk about spec'ing or ordering your chair, because I know a couple of you are doing that right now. Sorry, I'm going to be umming and out of breath a lot in this video. I'm not feeling too great. I'm actually doing a lot better than yesterday, but I'm just still recovering from my surgery. Anyway, one thing I got for mine was the tension adjustable back, because I have scoliosis, so getting a hard back wasn't an option for me because I need the back to conform to me. I can't conform to a back. So there's all these little straps, and I can tighten it as I want to. And as this chair stretches with age and time and me leaning into it, I just tighten it more so it can never wear out, really. And this just goes back over it. This is the seat belt. I just tuck it back here when I'm not using it. I take the arms off because they annoy me, but they can go in there in these posts if I'm flopping around. I keep them upstairs. My anti-tippers I've taken off since I need to cut these straps and burn. You can cut it and then burn the edge so it doesn't fray. I haven't done that yet. The backrest hinge, you pull this string. I have it all the way reclined. It makes the chair a little tippier and it's more comfortable for me. Then you can go to there, and there it locks. Then you can actually do, just like when we find it, it's like a little more than, now I'm not sure if that's right actually. I don't know if that was a I've seen it though in other chairs, and I don't know if people actually sit like that. If you just adjust the tension on the strap, on the backrest. It might just be the way I have it adjusted and it looks funnier than it actually can be. Like maybe if you have it, I don't know. I think it's set at 85 degrees for this one. But I think that's strange. So I leave it there. Oh, let's see what else. I think that might be it. I actually might have even talked about the backrest angle. I'm pretty sure I did. So I'm going to go on to talking about spec'ing. My cushion dictated how wide my chair was going to be. If my chair is 17 inches wide, I can fit in a 14-inch chair very comfortably. My best friend's chair is 14 inches, and she has a different cushion. But this cushion is the J Light, and it has like this well that's really perfect for my scoliosis. My one hip is higher than the other, and it just helps me support my pelvis and everything. But even the 16-inch was way too small for me. I just didn't fit. I was where the well ends. I was like sitting on this part where it comes up, and basically my butt was too big. So I had to get the 17-inch cushion, so I had to get the 17-inch wide chair. But I haven't had any problems fitting through spaces. The wheels aren't too far apart for me to push. It's very comfortable for me. And I actually have a 17-inch frame and an 18-inch cushion, so basically we wanted the frame to be as small as possible. And we just made the cushion a little longer to fit my thighs, because I have really long legs. My frame, the front angle here, the footrest angle is, I believe it's 80 degrees. And that just dictates how far you want your feet out. The tighter it is, the more spaces you can fit into. But also, you can do something called endo, which I almost did the other day. It means you can, let's see if I can get enough force here. It's hard to do. But if you can flip the chair forward and fall out on your face. But it's kind of difficult to do, but if you're on enough of a slope and you were to lean forward, if your footrest angle is tighter, it's a little easier to endo. But to me, that isn't a big issue. My next chair, I'm going to go for a little tighter footrest angle, because as you can see, even just me sitting here, I would prefer to sit with my feet tight. I went with natural fit hand rims because when I get stroke-like episodes, or hemiplegia, gosh, can't talk, hemiparalysis or whatever, as well as another name for it, I need a lot of surface area. So this is nice and wide for me just to flop my forearm along and push whenever I'm getting better. Obviously I can't when it's full on, but as I'm improving, it's hard for me with just the little push rim. So I've experienced that since I've gotten the chair, and it's worked perfectly. Also, the chair is lighter. Natural fit hand rims on a heavy chair wouldn't do me any good, but these are just, and the wheels, I didn't really pick them. They just were what they offered me and gave me, and they've been nice. A little harder on carpet, but just being out in the world, they are a nice transition for harder to maneuver areas like out in harder terrain, but they're not massive tread either for every day, because I don't have 2 sets of wheels. I can't afford them. My casters are 5-inch, so they're not too large, and they're not little roller blades, so I think they're perfect. I'm going to be 5-inch wheels for the rest of my life. Caster wheels are these little wheels for the rest of my life, I think. I didn't get the tubular foot plate because I think that would be annoying. Tubular is where there's space in between. It's just a tube here and a tube here. What else? I did get the higher back because I have POTS. I can have syncope, I can have pre-syncope. I needed a lot of support, and again, I don't have a very good back and spine. I chose the GT over the Q7 or the Helium because I did not like the caster wheels on the Q7. They stick out here versus back. Though I did learn that there was a setting 2. No, I knew that before, but it made me nervous that I wasn't going to get the right setting. Also, another big factor for me, I'm on feeds or TPN. The Q7 is incredibly light. This chair is light as well, but the Q7 is even lighter. It flips over if you even have a hard back on it, or a backpack, obviously, with a light back. I can't be flipping my chair upright all the time. I can't have a chair that light. That would drive me crazy. And since I do have feeds, I'm constantly having things on the back of my chair. It might have been okay since I don't have a great deal of center of gravity. I think it might have been fine. Now, thinking about things later, hindsight is always 20/20. But my center of gravity is only 1 inch. That's how far your axle is from the very back of the chair. Stop this beeping. I'm doing this in one take, so bear with me. Alright. Another thing is dump. My dump is only 1 inch. This chair is fully adjustable, so if I want more dump or more center of gravity, I can change it. I forgot to explain what dump is. Dump is how low your rear seat height, or RSH, is from the floor to your butt. So I can make more. Imagine that the caster wheels are still touching the ground, so I'm just going to do a wheelie here. So if your caster wheels were still touching the ground, that would be a greater dump. That was highly exaggerated, but that's just greater dump. So if your knees are higher than your butt, that's greater dump. So these are all things you can choose when you're selecting your chair. I chose a rigid chair because the pieces are lighter individually. It's easier to put in your car for me. It rides nicer. Something solid and together is nicer than something that folds and is in more pieces. As far as having folding chairs like this, so it's going to give more. This does not give anywhere. It's got wheels and a solid frame, so I like it much better. I didn't get scissor lock brakes. I just have plain brakes. Scissor lock brakes are where you have the piece here and the handles underneath, so you reach under here and unlock it. Just little features that are more expensive, but if you're doing a lot of transfers, less things to bang on as you're transferring over. If you're a quad or a para, that's particularly nice, I imagine. My handles, so another thing you can pick is getting push down handlebars. I didn't because they felt really flimsy to me, and I have a lot of steps to get in and out of my home. So I often need help, actually need help pretty much all the time to do them, because there's like 8 coming down, and unless I can come down the hill, unless the ground's nice and dry, I need help getting down them. So yeah, I didn't want anything breaking on me and getting in a jam, though they were rather sometimes kind of bother me leaning into them, but I don't notice it most of the time. That's another thing you can do. That's about it. I love this chair. I'm going to go for even lighter next time, but overall I think it's great, and I had fun choosing it, and though it took forever, I felt like I was in there with the DME and my physical therapist for a long time, but my DME was great. I know a lot of DMEs can be frustrating, but mine was really good, and he listened to me. It was kind of, if I said, no, I want it this way, he listened, and it was that way. And they were all both very willing to fight my insurance for what I needed and preferred. So that's it. I'm going to go now, and thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, just write them down on the box or message me. And I hope that if you are looking for a chair, you get everything that you need and want, and that you don't need it for long, or that you're improving, or that it changes your quality of life if you are going to need it long term. There's no shame in needing one if you do need one and using it. And I think Aaron Fotheringham said it best, that your wheelchair can become a bit of a toy if you do need one. You just play around with it, and I have fun wheeling around and just enjoying life, because I do need it, and it can be fun. It has improved my life so much, and I have been able to do so much more since I've gotten my first wheelchair, and particularly now this wheelchair. I can be out longer and do more and be more independent. So thank you, and have a good day, everyone. Bye.